Half commitment is the silent killer of dreams. It's the slow poison that steals your energy, your focus, your drive, and you don't even realize it until it's too late. See, when you're only halfway in, you never give anything your full attention. You're distracted, you're hesitant, you're playing safe. You've got one foot in the game and the other foot hovering over the exit, and let me tell you something real. You cannot reach full potential with half effort. It doesn't work like that. You can't be kinda dedicated, kinda consistent, kinda motivated, and expect to see greatness. You won't find success where you're only showing up when it's easy. You won't discover your power by playing part-time with full-time dreams. The ones who win, the ones who dominate their lane, who make history, they don't do it by accident. They're not lucky. They're committed. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They push forward when the results aren't instant. They grind in silence while others look for shortcuts because they know half commitment is a trap. It lures you into comfort. It whispers, take a break, when the breakthrough is just around the corner. And too many people fall for it. They stop just short. They quit too soon. They settle because they don't realize the cost of being lukewarm. The world doesn't reward the ones who almost went all in. The world remembers the ones who never backed down. Every time you hesitate, every time you doubt, every time you let fear or failure dictate your actions, you lose ground. You give up momentum. And the saddest part is, you don't even notice it happening. You think you're still grinding, you think you're still chasing your goal, but really, you're just circling the same mountain because you're not climbing with intent. You're not pushing with purpose. And your potential, it's sitting there, untouched, wasted, locked behind a door that only opens when you decide to give everything you've got. Not 60%, not when it's convenient, but everything, all of you. Being fully committed means you stop negotiating with yourself. It means your goals become non-negotiable. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop chasing validation. You stop letting your emotions dictate your habits. You lock in, you say, this is who I am now, and not tomorrow, not next month, now, because full potential doesn't wait around. It's either claimed or it passes you by. Half commitment will have you working hard and getting nowhere. It'll have you tired but not transformed, busy but not built, focused but not fulfilled. And the moment you wake up and decide you're done with halfway, that you're done playing small, is the moment you step into the life that's been waiting for the real you to show up your break, through lives on the other side of consistency. Everybody wants the results, everybody wants the reward, but not everybody wants to do what it takes daily, not just once, not just when you feel good, not just when motivation hits, every single day. That's where the real power lies, in the repetition, in the rhythm, in the grind that no one sees. You're not gonna wake up one day and stumble into success. You're not gonna randomly fall into your breakthrough. It's not luck, it's not a miracle, it's consistency. It's doing the right thing over and over until the world has no choice but to recognize your commitment. You don't plant a seed and expect a tree the next morning. You water it, you protect it, you nurture it even when nothing is happening on the surface. That's consistency, that's belief, that's being fully committed. But see, most people quit when the soil looks dry. They give up when the progress isn't loud. They walk away from the process just before the results were about to explode. That's why it's not about being hyped for a season. It's about being committed for a lifetime. Because the people who change the game are the ones who keep showing up when the applause stops, when the spotlight fades, when the scoreboard isn't in their favor yet. Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of every day you choose not to give up. Every early morning you show up anyway. Every night you stay focused instead of distracted. Every time you keep a promise to yourself even when it's hard. That's where you build muscle. That's where you build character. That's where you stop talking about dreams and start living them. Too many people are praying for results without putting in the work. Too many are wishing instead of working, hoping instead of hustling. But consistency doesn't need hype. It just needs heart. It needs grit. It needs discipline. You want to break through, then stop stopping. Start becoming obsessed with showing up. Because it's not the most talented that rise to the top, it's the most consistent. The ones who kept pushing through the boring, through the pain, through the setbacks, through the silence, that's where breakthroughs are born, not in the crowd, not on stage, but in the lonely hours when no one's watching and you still choose to grind. You still choose to believe. You still choose to go again. That version of you, the one who doesn't fold, doesn't flinch, doesn't fade, that's the version that creates breakthroughs. That's the version that builds legacy. That's the version that doesn't just dream about success, but becomes it. Excuses fade when you lock in with purpose. When you truly understand why you're doing what you're doing. When the mission gets deep down in your soul, those excuses that used to control you start to lose their power. You stop saying, "I'm tired." You stop saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." You stop saying, "It's too hard." Because purpose speaks louder than pain. Purpose silences distractions. Purpose turns obstacles into fuel. When you're locked in, when your heart is connected to your hustle, there is no backup plan. There is no option to quit. It's not a maybe, it's a must. See, people making excuses are people who forgot what they're fighting for. They forgot why they started. They forgot the vision. But when you stay connected to your reason, your family, your future, you're free. Mayn't no excuse big enough to stop you. Life will throw storms at you. Life will test you, but purpose anchors you. It holds you down when the winds get strong. It keeps you moving when motivation dies. It reminds you every single day that the grind is bigger than how you feel. That it's bigger than your circumstances, that your excuses don't deserve a vote in your future. Too many people let their feelings lead. They say, "I don't feel like it," and they bow to that emotion. They say it's not the right time, and they wait another year. But listen, purpose doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It demands movement in the mess. It demands action in the chaos. And the moment you lock in, the moment you go all, and with intention and intensity, you begin to move differently. You talk differently. You walk differently. You become dangerous to the things that used to stop you. Excuses don't survive around people who are on fire for their vision, and locking in isn't about hype, it's about making a decision. It's about saying no more wasted time, no more wishful thinking, no more playing small. You decide that the cost of excuses is too high. That the life you want costs full effort, that it costs sacrifice, that it costs commitment, and you're ready to pay that price. You're not running from struggle anymore, you're running toward growth. And every time an excuse tries to creep in, your purpose answers louder. Every time doubt shows up, your vision speaks back. Every time fear tries to stop you, your fire says, "Keep going." You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating momentum. You stop just talking about your dreams and start protecting them. Because when you're locked in with purpose, your excuses don't just fade. They die in the face of your discipline. They die in the presence of your passion. They die when your actions become louder than your complaints. And that's when transformation begins. That's when the shift happens. That's when average is no longer an option. Discipline is the language of the fully committed. It's the code we live by when motivation fades, when emotions lie, when the world tells us to slow down. See, commitment without discipline is just a wish. It's noise. It's hype with no muscle behind it. But when you get disciplined, when you train yourself to show up no matter what, everything changes. Discipline is what separates those who want it from those who live it. It's the bridge between your goals and your greatness. And it don't care how you feel, it cares what you do. Everybody talks about wanting success, but not everybody wants the schedule, the sacrifices, the silence that comes with discipline. Not everybody wants to wake up early, stay up late, say no to distractions and yes to growth. But that's what being fully committed demands. It demands you create standards that don't break when life gets hard. It demands that you do the reps when no one is clapping. It demands that you build habits so strong they carry you through the days you don't have the strength to carry yourself. Discipline ain't pretty. It's not glamorous. It's not about hype music and Instagram quotes. It's about grinding in the dark again and again and again. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want right now. It's waking up and hitting the gym when your body says stay in bed. It's studying while your friends are out. It's putting in the work when your results don't match your effort. Yet, that's the test. That's the level of consistency where transformation is born, because anybody can show up once. Anybody can work hard when it's exciting, but only the disciplined survive the plateau. Only the disciplined break through. When you're fully committed, you don't need to be told what to do. You tell yourself, you hold yourself accountable, you lead yourself. That's power, that's freedom, because discipline gives you control in a world full of chaos. It gives you focus in a world full of noise, and it gives you results in a world full of excuses. You stop being reactive and start being relentless. You stop waiting to feel ready and start creating readiness through repetition. That's when you become dangerous. That's when you stop being average and start becoming elite. You don't need more time. You need tighter focus. You don't need more chances. You need deeper consistency. And the only way to unlock that is through discipline, the kind that doesn't flinch, the kind that doesn't fold, the kind that says, I said I would, so I will. That's the kind of mindset that takes you from wanting it to owning it. That's the mindset of the fully committed. If you're not all in, you're already out. There's no middle ground when it comes to chasing greatness. There's no halfway hustle, no lukewarm grind. It's either you're fully in heart, soul, mind, time, or you've already tapped out even if your body is still showing up. People think being present is enough. They think clocking in is commitment, but presence without passion is dead weight. Motion without mission is wasted energy. If your spirit ain't in it, if your heart ain't locked in, then your outcomes will always be small, scattered, and shallow. You gotta decide today if this thing really means something to you. Not just when people are watching, not just when it's trending, not just when it's easy. Commitment is tested when nobody's around, when it's boring, when it's painful, when everything in you says quit and something deeper says go again. That's what separates the committed from the convenient, the elite from the average, the ones who make it from the ones who wish they did. See, full commitment doesn't leave room for doubt. It doesn't leave cracks where fear can creep in. When you're all in, you burn the bridge. You close the escape hatch. You say, this is it, this is mine, and I'm not backing down. Halfway is where dreams die. Halfway is where potential sleeps, and the reason most people never tap into who they really are is because they never go deep enough. They quit before it gets good. They quit before they get tested. They quit when their old self begs to stay comfortable, but the ones who win, they stare fear in the face and walk straight through it. They don't need perfect timing. They create it. They don't wait for the stars to align. They work while the world sleeps. That's the difference. That's the fire you need if you're gonna break through. So ask yourself, are you committed or are you just curious? Because curiosity won't get you to the finish line. Interest won't build empires. Wanting it won't make it happen. You gotta decide to go all in. You gotta stop playing with your future. Stop treating your purpose like it's optional. Stop acting like you got forever to make this happen. You don't. Every second you hesitate, someone else is moving. Every time you hold back, someone else is stepping up, and they're not more talented. They're just more committed, more focused, more all in. When you finally decide that failure isn't your fear and mediocrity isn't your option, something inside you changes. Your body follows your decision. Your actions get louder. Your presence gets heavier, and the world starts to feel your weight. Because when you're all in, there's no hesitation, no holding back, no second guessing. There's only forward, only fire, only purpose on full volume. Commit first, figure the rest out later. That's the mindset of the movers, the doers, the people who change their lives while everyone else is waiting for the perfect plan. Too many people are stuck in park because they're overthinking, overplanning, overanalyzing, waiting for every detail to make sense before they take the first step. But champions don't wait on clarity, they create it. They don't wait for permission. They move with conviction. They commit before they're ready because they understand that readiness is a product of motion, not meditation. You don't need a 10-step roadmap before you start. You don't need everything to line up before you lock in. You need one thing, a decision. The moment you say, I'm doing this no matter what, you tap into a different gear. You stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And start telling yourself, I'll make it work. You stop looking for the guarantee and become the guarantee. That's the power of commitment. It overrides fear. It drowns out excuses. It shuts down indecision and puts you in the driver's seat of your own future. Success doesn't come to the smartest or the most prepared. It comes to the bold, the ones who move while others hesitate, the ones who bet on themselves when nothing is promised. That's how momentum is built. That's how growth happens. Not in theory, but in action. And the craziest part, once you commit, the path starts to reveal itself. Doors you didn't even know existed start to open. People, resources, and opportunities start to align, not because they magically appeared, but because your movement activated them. But if you keep waiting to feel ready, you'll stay where you are. Another week, another month, another year gone. That dream you keep talking about, it'll stay a dream unless you move, unless you commit before the comfort comes, before the plan is perfect, before the fear disappears, because the fear doesn't go away. You just stop letting it lead. And the unknown doesn't shrink. You just grow stronger walking through it. So don't wait for a sign, be the sign. Don't wait for a blueprint. Build while you climb. You don't have to know it all. You just have to trust that you're capable enough to figure it out as you go. That's what the greats do. That's what every next level version of you requires, a leap, a risk, a line. In the sand moment where you say, I'm all in, I'll figure the rest out along the way. That's where transformation begins. That's where the old you ends. That's where the real you shows up, ready to dominate.